Hey up Switchheads, Kanan here and welcome to my review of Octa, a multiplayer action arcade party game from Silesia Games. Okay, so first up let's talk about the gameplay, and from the title screen let's get straight into a match and see what we've got. So first we need to pick how many players, from 2 to 8, and then into sort of a lobby where you pick, you know, the character colour that you want and the name, where you can actually change names as well. And then through the little porthole into the match rules section where you get your mode, so you can have classic, nighttime, zero gravity, and then we pick our bombs, which you can have bouncy, normal, sticky and the like. And then you've got your points where you can put them up or down depending. I'd say put them up because you get all the other goodies quicker, as these points actually add up, and then you can unlock things in the shop, which I'll come back to later on. And then you got a nice variety of arenas. All of this is unlockable as you actually play the game, and the winner gets to spend their hard-earned loot on the actual things they want to open up. Although from what I can see, this doesn't make much difference, and I'm not quite sure why they didn't just open it all up from the beginning. And then as you're entering the actual arena, you're all put into random places and then you have to battle it out, and that involves throwing your bombs to either hit them or land near them, and then they'll explode, and hopefully you'll take the other players with them and win the round. And then you move on to the next round and the next round until you've, well, basically won and gain those all important points to then go to the actual shop. So then you get these cards that come up in the actual shop with modes, bombs and arenas, and you can buy them all for different amounts of coinage, which, as I said before, adds different types of bombs like the bouncy ones, different modes like nighttime, and different arenas, which does actually add to the longevity of this game. But as I said before, I'd rather them just add it all at the beginning, and you have to actually buy the randomization. Like some of them, they don't have like an extra level, they just have the fact that it's a random level. But all that being said and done, does it actually play well? Well, yes and no. In 2-player I played with my wife and it was okay. It just lacked any real fierce competition, we found. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was enjoyable, but I think this sort of thing is best enjoyed in 3 or above mode, because I think the more frantic everything happens on screen, the better. The less room that you've got to maneuver without bumping into someone is, I think, essential in this sort of game. In 2-player game, it was just too much room. We were like too far away from each other half the time. But as soon as you hit 3-player and above, it kind of came together a lot more. And Christmas coming up, I can see lots of families getting together just battling it out in this. And I think in that mode, as in 8-player or 3 and above, you'll have a hell of a lot of fun, because I got my daughter involved, and as soon as we got that 3-layer, that's it just exploded, and we did have a lot more fun. Graphically, it's very low-key pixel art, and I actually love the explosion when the actual bombs go off. That actually looks pretty darn good. The whole thing has like a watery effect, which I also liked, and I'm not quite sure whether they're meant to be octopus, but they look kind of like worms, which is weird. But as for the sound, well, it's okay. The music's quite forgettable, but the actual bomb exploding is very satisfiable. It's kind of minimalistic on its actual sounds, but you know, I'm pretty sure not many people are going to actually care when they're actually playing it and starting to enjoy it. I will say that my wife didn't care for the game when we played it in 2-player. As I said before, there was too much room between us, but when we actually added the 3rd player, my wife did enjoy it a hell of a lot more. There's a big shame that there's no single-player game, and I would have loved this to actually have bots in it, which is something that both me and my wife thought would have been a great addition to the game. If you had bots in the 2-player game, she, like myself, thought that we would enjoy it a lot more, because obviously there would be a lot more action going on within the screen. That said, also I would have liked to been able to enjoy it on my own as well, just even, you know, a practice mode where it's just bots on the screen. That would have been fun also. That's just two things I think that they should actually add to it, maybe in a patch. But for now, as long as you've got more than 2 people, I think you'll enjoy this game. So I rate games out of 5, and I'm gonna give Octa a 3 out of 5, but this comes with conditions. The conditions are you have more than 2 people actually involved in this game as a party game, a proper party game, and I think there's a lot of enjoyment to get out of it if you have enough players playing it. If they did actually patch this game with bots so that you can have the remaining characters as actual bots or computer players, then this may actually get elevated, but for now I can only go off what I have on the screen and within the game as it is at the moment. And with no one able to go out over Christmas, I think this can actually be a good family cheap party game, and well worth the actual price considering it's under a £5. So what are your thoughts? Are you all going to go out and buy this, or are you going to leave it and not bother? Let us all know down in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? That's what they're there for. Anywho, hit that like and subscribe button. You'll be doing the channel an immense favour, and become a member of the growing Switchhead family, because life is better when we switch together.